Good evening. My name is Jonathan Turner, and for my apologetics presentation, I decided to choose the topic of astronomy and how it supports a young Earth creationist point of view. I personally chose this topic because I enjoy studying astronomy and taking advantage of some telescopes that I have to look at the night sky, and being able to defend Christianity and prove the young Earth through astronomy is very important. So the first topic that I wanted to bring up that helps prove the young Earth model is the relationship between the Earth and the Moon. So the Moon is constantly drifting away from the Earth due to the rotation and the spin and it being tidally locked. And the rate of expansion into space is being determined by calculus and has been shown that given 2.5 billion years of history, the Earth and the Moon would have been touching. Now, completely ignore the fact that the Earth and Moon would be touching. This creates a problem just if it gets even half as close to Earth. The reason that we have tides in the ocean is because of the relationship between the moon and the earth and the gravity between the two. As Earth moves around the sun and the moon around Earth, the moon's gravity is pulling on Earth, but the most affected area of the Earth is its water. So as the moon rotates around the Earth, its gravity is pulling water towards the moon. This is what gives us our high and low tides. So as the moon comes 90 degrees off of where you are positioned if you're on the beach, that would be low tide because the moon has pulled the water towards itself and away from where you're at. The high tides are going to be when it's on top of or on the other side of the earth as you. This is creating the high tides. So given the gravity with the moon and the earth, if the moon was too close to earth, the tides would be so extraordinarily high, it would have flooded the entire earth as it orbited the moon orbited earth. The second part that I wanted to bring up is the topic of comets. So comets are pieces of ice and dust, space debris from asteroids that are in a constant orbit around the Earth. The problem that comets bring out for older theories is the life expectancy can be determined from a comet. Because a comet is majority of ice, as it passes through the orbit in Earth, it nears the sun and thus starts to begin melting that ice. Because we know the rate of melting of ice, we're able to determine how old a comet is able to be. Now, we don't have any comets that have been shown to be that old, and scientists that are old Earth Big Bang theorists have no way of showing where these comets had come from and why we can't find any that are billions of years old. The only way that they've been able to come up with an idea that defends their position is by creating an unproven point, a theory to show how their theory is correct. So it's a theory within a theory trying to prove itself, which creates a problem. The sun is another topic that I wanted to bring up because of young Earth creation. The sun, just like any other star in the solar system, generates its energy by creating nuclear fusion by compressing hydrogen and turning it into a helium molecule. The gravity in the sun is so astronomically dense, it's crushing these elements of these hydrogen elements so much that it causes that nuclear reaction. Now it's been shown that the sun has started to or has been brightening at a constant rate as well. So just like other stars, if you look up in the night sky, you can see different colors from white all the way to red, and just like a campfire, the hotter the flame, the whiter it's going to be. So a red star is going to be cooler, a white star is going to be a lot hotter. So it's been shown that the Earth has been brightening at a constant rate, which means that it's heating up. Now, this creates a problem because given the billions of years that old Earth theory is trying to defend, at this constant increase in temperature, that means it's got to have been increasing from somewhere. And if the sun has been cooled through history, it would cause a problem because the surface of the earth would be completely frozen solid, more so than what we've seen through any archaeological discoveries with fossils and the like. It would have completely frozen the waters on top of the earth, the entire ocean, and there's no evidence that that has ever happened on earth. The final point that I'll be talking about today are galaxies. And galaxies are one of my absolute favorite topics because they're just so beautiful. To the right, you can see a picture of our nearest neighbor galaxy and its two sister galaxies, Andromeda. Andromeda is so large and so close that on a dark night, you can see it with your naked eye with no assistance of a telescope. Andromeda is a special type of galaxy called a spiral galaxy. And spiral galaxies cause a problem for old Earth theories because you can see, especially in this picture, you can see stars in these little arms that are coming off of that center hub of that spiral galaxy. And spiral galaxies, just like the Milky Way, are constantly spinning around that point in the center. And as it spins, the center is so fast, it's spinning more than the outer arms, which is what causes those dust and stars to be left behind. However, given these billions of years and the rotational speed of the inside, it would have caused the galaxy to spiral in on itself, much like a shoelace. If you take it from the center and start spinning it around, it'll start to coil itself so tight that there's no spaces. So us being able to see stars through these arms shows that these galaxies cannot have been billions of years old. So this topic is extremely important to me because it just goes to show that creation all around us does nothing but prove that the earth was not created or just happened billions of years ago. It was created by a loving creator, what I believe to be thousands of years ago. So I hope this presentation has been informative, and thank you all for listening.